What's up, everybody? It is Hump Day. First take on a Wednesday. We're going to try to get you over that hump towards the end of the week. Max Kellerman, Molly Karam here in Bristol. Stephen A. in the city of brotherly love. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's going on, Molly?
Good morning. How y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. Fired up.
Of course, as always.
As
What's
always.
going on, big
Needless
boy?
to say.
Let's roll. What? You don't know how to say hello to me this morning?
Sup.
What's up with that, Max? Where's the love?
Oh,
Where's the
game
love?
face is already on. Just how I like it.
I'm just checking. Say hello to a brother. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, I know you're about to get whacked. You're about to get waxed and all of that, but I mean, damn, say hello first.
See, he's on one today.
Yeah. Someone got sleep. All right, let's do it. So we begin with the NFL, who announced this week that 4 players, including Steelers linebacker James Harrison, could be suspended if they do not cooperate with the NFL's investigation into PED allegations by next Thursday. Harrison spoke on the situation yesterday.
When it comes down to it, I want to play. But, you know, it's certain rules and things that they need to go through that they didn't need to go through, you know, just to even start an investigation. You know, so like I said before, I don't have a problem with doing it. Come to my house, bring Roger with you.
Come to his house and bring Roger with you. Stephen A., should the NFL have to go to James Harrison?
Absolutely not. And if I'm the NFL, listen, I wouldn't even wait until August 26th or whatever deadline they put forth. I suspend them immediately. What the hell you mean we got to come to your house to talk to you? Clearly, you don't understand the power structure that exists here. Now, let me go back for a second. The NFL is usually, at least to some degree, wrong in this situation. I am not trying to sit here and act like the NFL is infallible, that they're devoid of mistakes or anything like that. That would be asinine. We all recognize that. We recognize the fact that Roger Goodell, by and large, has entirely too much power, judge, jury, and executioner. That's not the way that our system is supposed to work. We get all of that. But the NFL is a different breed. They negotiated a collective bargaining agreement, and the NFL Players Association ultimately ended up granting them that power. Now, the NFL Players Association represents the players. You advise them, you educate them, but at the end of the day, you do what the players tell you to do. Max Kellerman, I'd like to remind you about this one fact. When the NFL and the Players Association were butting heads with one another during collective bargaining negotiations, if I recall correctly, if I'm mistaken, I apologize, but if I recall correctly, I don't recall them even missing a preseason game. You didn't hold out. You didn't fight to the death to make sure that you stripped Roger Goodell of a power that you were alarmed that he had. No, you capitulated because you made the decision that you wanted some benefits in returns, whether it was the absence of two-a-days, whether it was minimal contact compared to the contact drills that you had prior to the recent collective bargaining agreement, whether it was more money, whatever the case may be. You made these concessions in an effort to get what you wanted to get, and the NFL in turn made sure that Roger Goodell possessed a certain level of power that the owners wanted him to have. So in the end, what you're talking about is a league with 32 teams, 32 different owners. Roger Goodell is answerable to. They wanted him to have that power because they wanted him to be the bad guy as opposed to their individual franchises being labeled the bad guys. And as the commissioner, he holds dominion over this league. And you're James Harrison. Who the hell do you think you are? You're a damn good player. I'm proud to call you a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's highly intelligent. I agreed with him months ago when he threw away his son's trophy, threw it in the trash, talked about sportsmanship. No, it's about winning. It's about striving to be the best. By all accounts, he seems to be a really good brother, very intelligent, a good father, all of these different things. I'm not here to cast any aspersions on James Harrison, but I do think it's important to educate James Harrison about exactly who the hell he is. It's not just the fact that you're a 38-year-old player who has a minimal amount of time in this league left, since you indeed were considering retirement on several occasions. But the reality is, whether you were 38, 28, or 18 years old, you know what else you are, James Harrison? You're a fungible asset. Definitely you have value. You definitely can be an individual that can get paid because of services rendered. But at the end of the day, you are replaceable. You are not finite. You are not concrete. You are not definitive. You are not the boss. And so to have the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to sit up there in front of the media on camera and to sit up there and to say, well, you could come to my house and we can talk, but I'll be basically I'll be damned if I come to you. If I'm Roger Goodell, especially with the immediate aftermath of Deflategate, with the NFL clearly having flexed their muscle in that regard, evidently you haven't gotten the message. So let me send it to you and the rest of the NFL players out there. My name is Roger Goodell. I'm the commissioner. There's a CBA in position that gives me this power. You want to ignore it, it will be at your own peril. I would suspend James Harrison immediately just for opening his mouth to say what he said. Because even though he might be right, he's wrong with how he's handling it because he's not appreciating the lack of power he truly has in this equation.
James Harrison is 100% right, and Stephen A., it is you who are wrong. Now, let's start with this. The NFL, yes, the courts upheld Roger Goodell's power in Deflategate in that case. Now, neither one of us are attorneys. But to the best of my understanding of what I've read of the CBA as it pertains to this stuff, particularly as it pertains to PEDs, there has to be some guilt, some evidence of guilt collected by the NFL, not just a report by a media outlet, unless the NFL's claim is that a media's report is enough evidence of guilt for them. What is James Harrison saying here? Which I thought he didn't make himself look so good with some of the kind of examples he used of why someone might be called in to be questioned. He talks about pedophilia and things that, he shouldn't. However, what is he really saying here? James Harrison is saying, if I go in to talk to the commissioner based on some media report, then anytime anyone accuses me of anything, any kind of hearsay, I'm being called to the carpet? No. That's not the way it works. Let me give you the analogy. It's not a perfect analogy, but I'll clean it up afterward. If you are arrested, you then have to talk, you then have to go downtown, right? But you don't have to go downtown if you're not under arrest. And if the cops want to talk to you and you agree to it, they can come to your house and knock on the door and say, I want to talk to you. And if you agree to it, you can do that. And that's what James Harrison is saying, by the way. James Harrison is saying, oh, you don't have any evidence of my guilt? You're in the gathering process? Well, according to the CBA, Stephen A., that you're referencing, the PED component of it, by the way, even the integrity of the game, which seems to give the commissioner broad powers, in fact, also says if there is guilt and if the commissioner, in his view, believes that the guilt associated is bad for the game, he can make these kind of discretion, he can have discretion over the kind of choices he makes, whether to suspend or kick out of the league, et cetera, or fine. But there's no guilt established here. This is the information gathering process, and according to the CBA, this is an issue, it's true. The league is asserting that their position is right. The players are asserting their position is right. From what I can understand, I actually think the players' position is right. During the information gathering process, the players cannot be forced to go talk to the commissioner. And all James Harrison is doing here is saying, according to the CBA, I'm exercising my right. And what you seem to be upset about is that he's speaking truth to power, that Roger Goodell is very powerful, that the courts seem to have upheld, in the Deflategate example at least, upheld his kind of broad range of powers and his ability to exercise them as he sees fit. But there's a document in place that argues against that.
Well, first of all, Tom Brady said the same thing. Where did that get him? He went a tad bit shy of the Supreme Court, went to the Second District Court of Appeals in D.C., and where did that get him? That's number one. Number two, Max Kellerman, do you watch Law and Order? I'm a Law and Order fanatic.
I have seen Law and Order,
Do you watch
yes.
Law and Order?
Yes.
I'm aware. Haven't you recalled plenty of times when police officers sat up there and wagged their handcuffs in somebody's face before arresting them and said, do you want to come or do you want us to take you?
Right, that's
we
a
got
tactic.
questions.
That's a police tactic. You don't have to respond to it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, you do. Because if you don't come, they will come get you. Roger Goodell is saying, if I have to sit up here and make you come to me, I will do it. If you don't, I will suspend you. Which brings me to point number 3. You're talking about right based on emotion. I'm talking about fact based on Roger Goodell power.
Quite the
That's
opposite.
the reality of the situation.
Stephen A., first of all,
How is that quite the opposite?
because when they use the tactic, they wave the handcuffs, say, if you don't come and cooperate, we're going to come and get you. What that means is they then have to go gather evidence enough to arrest you. And that's what James Harrison is saying.
Max Kellerman.
James Harrison is saying, I'm
Max
not
Kellerman.
going downtown, Roger Goodell, unless you gather the evidence enough to compel me to go. And Roger Goodell is saying, no, you will cooperate now. I will not gather the evidence. And James Harrison is saying it's within my right to insist.
Did Roger Goodell not put it on the line and say, if you guys don't show up to talk to me, we're suspending you August 26th? Is that not a report that's been out for the last couple of days?
Yes, I don't think he has the right to do it.
Oh, wait. Do you have any doubt that if they don't show up, that Roger Goodell is going to suspend them August 26th?
And I don't know if that suspension is going to stick. The difference between this and Deflategate.
Whoa. Don't be slick here. You hosted a radio show for years. Answer my question. Don't change the narrative.
Will he suspend them? He will certainly suspend them.
If they don't show up.
He will certainly suspend them. I do not believe it will be upheld. The difference between this, Stephen A., the difference between, no, not for James Harrison, because, Stephen A., James Harrison is saying, I am willing to stand on principle.
You're not listening. So you're making an argument, but you're trying to win it by not listening. I'm saying to you,
I would say quite the opposite, Stephen A.
If the man is going to be suspended,
yes.
Let me get this straight. You are willing to get suspended and potentially cost the Steelers, already without Le'Veon Bell, already without Martavis Bryant. You're willing to potentially cost them 3 to 4 games and yourself money because, let me get this straight, you don't want to go to New York.
And the union who represents all the players you just said will support him in that decision. The difference between this and Deflategate is in the case of Deflategate, Stephen A., they gathered evidence in Deflategate, deflated football.
The union
James Harrison is saying, where is the evidence before you get me to go downtown? What's the question?
The union's going to support anybody. It means absolutely nothing. They're going to support anybody, but at the end of the day, they made their calls when they negotiated this CBA.
Yes.
You want to retroactively do it?
No,
Go
you
ahead.
do.
But at the end of the day, Roger Goodell has the power. The man wants you to come talk to him. Go talk to him.
Roger Goodell is insisting that he has powers that go beyond the CBA. James Harrison is saying, no, read the CBA. You, in fact, do not have that power.
Then don't go see him, James Harrison. Go ahead and listen to Mad Max. Don't go to New York to talk to Roger Goodell and lose yourself millions because he didn't take a flight to Pittsburgh.
Love the heated debate. We got to move on. We got to move on. Love the intense debate right out of the gate, but the best thing to come out of the segment was certainly Mad Max. And also, a point of order, only the Hall of Fame game was canceled.
I disagree. I said a lot of things better than Mad Max.
Due to the lockout. Whatever. Another day, another